Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Joe Knows Adventure. And today is part 3 of my trip to Albuquerque. And today I'm bringing you a really interesting place. It's the National Museum of Nuclear Science and History. And so it's a really great place to go to visit right there in Albuquerque. So it has a unique history, of course, because of the close proximity to not only to Kirkland Air Force Base, but also the history of the nuclear bomb and Los Alamos. So I highly recommend this place. So let's get started, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next side. The mission of the National Atomic Museum is to serve as America's resource for nuclear history and science. The museum presents exhibits and quality educational programs that convey the diversity of individuals and events that shape the historical and technical context of the nuclear age. The museum is located in unincorporated Bernalillo County, New Mexico, with Albuquerque postal address. It's adjacent to both the Albuquerque city limits and Kirkland Air Force Base.
May 1941, 7 months before the Japanese sneak attack on Pearl Harbor. The producer of the Bob Hope radio show suggested that he take the program out of its Hollywood studio to broadcast one show from the airbase at March Field. At first, Bob had no interest in dragging the entire cast, crew, and equipment on a 59-mile road trip. But the idea of performing in front of entertainment-starved servicemen proved irresistible.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, at March Field, one of the Army's great flying fields located near Riverside, California. And what a wonderful welcome they gave me. As soon as I got to the camp, I received 10 guns delivered. They told me on the operating table.
Response from the men was electric, and Bob realized that he'd been wrong about hitting the road to entertain troops. I was resisting an idea that was to change my whole life, he wrote later. We had no idea we were going to discover an audience so ready.
Go ahead.
In a theater somewhere in England.
From nowhere in the South Pacific.
From the home front to the fighting fronts, the #1 comedian of the armed forces, Bob Hope.
How do you do, ladies and gentlemen? This is Bob broadcasting from the Northern Supply Base Hope. This is Bob, Mosquito Network Hope. Yes, sir, this is Bob, Army Camp Hope.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bob.
Don't ask me where I am because I don't know, and even if I did know, I couldn't tell because it's a military secret home.
Flushed with excitement by the March Field experience, Bob Hope decided to broadcast his weekly radio show from military bases across the country and around the world for the duration of what would be a difficult, painful, and costly war. Bob's patriotic dedication inspired other stars to become involved in the war effort. Entertainment played a vital role in helping Americans on the battlefront and the home front sustain the drive and will to fight.
Thank you. How are you, fellow tourists? How are you?
Bob Hope changed the rules of comedy during World War II. Certainly he wanted to be funny, but he also had to keep in mind the daily death and destruction enveloping the troops. He chose to assume the viewpoint of the average soldier, battling not just the Germans and the Japanese, but also boredom and mud and loneliness and fear.
And I'll never forget the plane trip across the Atlantic. What thrills. You can take my pilot's word for it. I wasn't nervous, but I was shaking so hard the pilot cut out both motors, my knees kept the plane in the air.
Many entertainers went overseas to entertain the troops, but none were as intrepid as Bob Hope.
I slept right in the barracks last night with the boys. You know what barracks are. That's 2,000 cots separated by individual crack games.
And none connected with the troops the way Bob Hope did. He made jokes about the barracks and the lack of women and the privations of Army life. That forged an amazing connection with the troops. They felt that he understood them.
Well, you know, all these boys out here have a plenty rugged time, Francis, but I still wish that I was one of these boys out here. I want to tell you.
You know, Bob, I really don't think you can take it.
You don't think I can take it, huh?
No, you see, you have to forget all about fear.
Well, that's for me.
You have to forget all about comfort.
That's for me.
And you have to forget all about women.
That's for them.
Hope is a famous American entertainer. They may well have listened to him at home on the radios in the 1930s. He is a reminder of home. He's a reminder of a normal period. He reminds people of a world that is so very far away. And perhaps for some of them, he reminds them of a world that they're not sure they're going to see.
I'm very happy I had a chance to tell you about our trip this year because it was really exciting. And those troops in North Africa are doing a job, and they're all great guys over there, outside of one boy that I met while I was doing KT. This lad had been breaking all the rules, shooting dice, throwing WWll, running around with women. So I walked up to him and I said, "Son, what's the big idea?" And he said, "Mr. Hope, did you give a pint of blood to the Red Cross last year?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Well, shake hands with the guy that got it."
He was there, certainly when the country needed him, and for every man and woman who wore the uniform, I mean, he was a hero.
The 1942 Packard Custom. This particular vehicle was selected to transport the scientists working on the Manhattan Project. It was used to transport arriving physicists, senior officers, and dignitaries from the railway station in Laramie, New Mexico to Los Alamos. It was also the vehicle used for the trek to Trinity Base Camp. Of the few thousand 1942 Packard Clippers produced before the war production began, the Fitzjohn Company converted 100 into custom limos. July 16, 1945, the Fat Man prototype was tested in New Mexico desert site codenamed Trinity. Thus, the atomic bomb age began. Fat Man was the second and the last nuclear weapon used in warfare, dropped on Nagasaki, Japan on August 9, 1945. Fat Man devastated more than 2 square miles and caused more than 45,000 immediate deaths. These two images of Nagasaki illustrate the destructive power of the atomic bomb, Fat Man. The markings in these two photographs represent 1,000 feet increments from ground zero. The top photograph is before and the bottom photograph is after the bombing. Due to its co-location with Kirtland Air Force Base, the museum has acquired several historically significant aircraft and on display. The exhibits focused on the following: a B-29 Superfortress, a B-47 Stratojet, a F-16, an F-105, a Boeing B-52B, a MiG-21, just to name a few. Well, I hope you like that little glimpse of the museum. It's like I said, it's a really neat place, and I didn't show everything. They have some interactive things there. They have a museum store, and it's just a really great place. And so I just took a brief walkthrough for you on this video, but anyway, that's part 3. So stay tuned for part 4, where I take you to the Pueblo Culture Center, and I know you're going to like that. It's very, very interesting, and another place I highly recommend you going. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an adventure from Joe. And also, I have a cruise coming up May 14th. I'm going out of New York City to Bermuda on the Norwegian Joy. So I know you'll want to go with me on that. And another cruise planned in June where I go to Alaska out of Seattle. So got some stuff planned coming up, and just don't forget to like and subscribe, because you'll never miss an episode from me. So I appreciate each and every one of you for staying with me thus far. We're still trying to get to that 1,000 mark on my YouTube channel. So I know you can help me do that by subscribing. All right, everybody. I will see you on the next one. Stay tuned for that. Love you all. Bye-bye.